All right, welcome to the Joey of Cooking, episode 2, where we'll be focusing on French toast, but we will be making a full, economical, and really awesome breakfast featuring French toast, eggs, and sausage. So here are our ingredients here. We got eggs, butter, sausage right here. It's pork sausage. This is powdered sugar, some bread, olive oil, some milk, vanilla, maple syrup, and then some seasoning for the eggs, which will be salt and pepper. So anyways, we're gonna try to do this as efficiently as possible. So this is gonna take a little bit of multitasking on your part, but the end result's gonna be great. And yeah, here we go. So I've got 2 pans out already. This here is a griddle type pan that I'm going to use for the French toast. And this here is where we'll be doing the sausage and the eggs. So I'm going to go over here and grab these sausages. Actually, what I'm going to do first is use some of this pan. Yeah, it's a very nice spray. Yeah, it works good, keeps things from sticking. And most notably, for the sausage egg pan, it'll come in later on. When cleaning it, it makes the egg stuff that sticks come out a lot easier. Now, our focus is going to be the French toast. I don't know if you recall, but after 9/11, there was a large movement among restaurants to get away from the word French and France in general because they weren't supporting us and sending troops to Iraq. So all over the place, you saw names on menus go from French toast to freedom toast, French fries to Liberty fries. And then it kind of spiraled out of control because I'm gonna go Liberty kiss my girlfriend, or hey, what are you going for as Halloween? I think I'm gonna go as a freedom maid. It just doesn't make much sense. But Rinaldi's at Division and Fulton still call their fries Liberty fries. So kudos to them for keeping that flag waving. Anyways, so I'm gonna start with getting the egg mixture ready for the French toast. So what it's gonna take is 1 egg, and I'm gonna grab an egg here, and then use another egg buddy to crack it. There's lots of different ways to crack eggs. There's lots of ways to screw it up, and there's lots of ways to do it right. Really, what you're going for is just not getting, the shell in there. So whatever works for you is fine. You don't have to be a genius, or you don't have to be well skilled in anything to crack an egg. So I got my egg cracked here, and what I'm going to do is add some milk. And the milk I add is going to be equivalent to the volume of the egg. So essentially, I'm going to double this volume of egg with milk. So there we go, that's about right. I'm using almond milk here. It doesn't really matter. If you want to do whole milk, that might yield you eventually creamier French toast. I don't think that even makes sense. Anyways, so to prepare things, we're going to get our burners going. I'm going to look for around medium heat for the French toast, and then medium heat for the sausages. And I always do the wrong burner. But yeah, for the sausages, we're gonna cook a little higher, and then once that's done, we're gonna do the eggs. So I'm gonna grab my sausages, since that's gonna be one of the longer parts, and got them in here in the pan. And what I'm gonna do is add water to about halfway up here. And you'll see, it creates efficient cooking, not super greasy. And so here we go. I got some water up to that level that I mentioned, and I'm gonna throw it on the burner. And I like to use uncooked sausage. It really doesn't matter what you do. This is pork sausage here, but you can do turkey or, veggie sausage, whatnot. But I like to do this because you can actually see it cook. Comparable to like when I was a kid fishing on the end of the dock, and I would just put the hook in there with the hot dog on the end and see the fish come up like, oh, all right, look, I'm catching something. Same thing with hey, look, it's cooking. Back to the French toast mix here. So I got the egg, the milk, and what I'm gonna do is add some vanilla. And not much, because, you know, vanilla is an extremely strong flavor. It doesn't matter whether you do, you know, vanilla or, you know, vanilla extract or imitation vanilla, but they're all really strong flavors. I remember when I lived in Cherry Hill, Clark's Market, this grocery store, had a 50-cent sale on all McCormick extracts. And gosh darn it, if you didn't walk like every foot, you'd see 5 of them within a half mile of all directions of the place. Because most of them were like 20% alcohol. For 50 cents, it was like 2 good shots. But then that walk did smell super lemony and minty and other extracty. All right, so I'm adding some cinnamon, and it's not a ton. You can visualize, you know, what the French toast is going to look like and how much cinnamon you want on it, and essentially that's what you're going to put in there. So I got that here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this all together. And notice I chose this square receptacle. It doesn't matter what vessel you put it in, but I thought this is bread shaped, so why not, you know, make it easy on myself and use this. So I'm using a fork here just to mix everything together. Don't get discouraged if you can't get the them egg whites all mixed up. It'll happen. So I got this mixed pretty well. I can see that my my pans are warming up to where it's about time to get going here. My sausage is starting to turn color, so you'll see. So here's the red, the uncooked part, and then there's the cooked. So I'm just gonna do a little spin on here, and it looks like my French toast pan is about ready. The way to check on these type of things is the water jumps, you're good. So what I'm gonna do is take a little butter, about just under a tablespoon, drop it on here, and then do kind of the same amount of olive oil. It gets a nice full range flavor profile where you're not super buttery, not super oily. And then I'm just gonna take the pan and mix around a little bit. So here we go. Everything's ready, and I'm gonna drop the heat down just a little bit. Now that I know I'm up to heat here, I can maintain this with a little less fuel. So sausages going there. I've got my egg mixture right here, and I'm gonna grab that bread, and I'm just gonna dunk them. So here we go. Bread, and let it soak up a little bit, and then give it a flip. And looks like we got enough of everything, so just drop it right on the grill. You'll hear it hot fizz, whatnot. Texas toast is great to use. I'm using just regular white bread, which I'm sure you got sitting around the house. And our cost right now is extremely low. So we're making a very efficient, very delicious breakfast for the fam that is economical and easy to pass on. I mean, we all know how to make French toast, at least to some degree, probably. But to do so where it tastes better than every French toast that you have, you know, in a restaurant, there's a lot more to that. So I'm gonna give these sausages a spin here. And I'm noticing that the color is going from pink to primarily gray. So those are getting cooked there. And also noticing that the water is evaporating quite a bit. So what we'll see is, as this gets to cooking, with that amount of water we put in there, it will evaporate, and then we'll start to sear these sausages on here, which will leave a little bit of fat and a little bit of the collagen, which will then drop the eggs on. Add some more flavor, and you know, most of the time this collagen that sausages are wrapped in are actually intestine, specifically the small intestine of a pig. When I was a kid, we used to have pig butchering weekends at Harold and Arliss's, and all the folks, the second generation would do the processing, and kids would help out when we could. But essentially, it was a lot of pigs that then were pared down into a lot of things that went in people's freezers. Toughest part about cooking is keeping the cat off the counter. Yeah, so I got my French toast going here, and I'm seeing it start to sizzle on the side here. Like, do you see how the egg white part here is starting to cook? And you can just peek under it with your spatula, and when it's brown, it's time to flip. So we're getting pretty close here. Snausages are looking good. And here's the thing, so eggs, right? Like, I got these cage-free organic eggs, but they're served in a styrofoam package. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I get that this can be recycled, but in a lot of ways, it can't be. So, reuse these when you get them. I used to make a joke about cage-free eggs and free range. Like, hey, yeah, it's free range. We don't charge them for the range. Or cage-free. We just call them pens. You know, so, yeah, them as eggs. Yeah, we get down. See what I'm saying about the cat being on the counter? Jeez, what a jerk. But it looks like we're getting to about flip time for this French toast. So I'm going to take my spatch and need a little more brown. But yeah, we'll go flip here. And as you can see, you know, essentially looks like an egg has cooked on the other side of this bread. So we're good here. I'm going to add the heat up a little more, just for expediency's sake. And as long as I'm paying attention, it's not the hugest deal. But yeah, my sausage is nearly done here. We're about to, there's very little water here. So now I'm going to prepare my eggs for the third part of this meal. So I'm going to grab 2 eggs and a glass. So I'm just going to crack them over the glass. Hi, Chopper. How are you? It's nice to see you. I'm not going to drop anything. So, yeah, nothing to cracking eggs. But what I'm going to do is, and this goes off the ethos that my dad told me, that if you season your food before tasting it, you're not going to get a job at JCPenney. And I'm not looking to work at JCPenney, but I understand what it is. But there are 2 foods that you can season without tasting. One of which is eggs, the other is potatoes. So what I'm going to do is make this easier on myself when I eat it, and I'm going to add my seasoning right now. So this is like the normal amount of salt I would put on eggs. I'm going to put the normal amount of pepper that I would put on eggs. And then I'm going to add Frank's Red Hot. You can really whatever hot sauce you want, or just omit the whole thing. So that's like the normal amount of Frank's that I would put on eggs. And then I'm going to add a little water so it's a little fluffier. So my eggs, my French toast I had flipped earlier. So now I got a nice brown here. Cinnamon looks very evenly dispersed. And my sausages have gotten to the point where the water has pretty much evaporated. So as you see here, there's not, any water to speak of here. So I'm going to crank the heat up just a little bit so I can get that sear going. And I'm going to ready these eggs. This method is really good for omelets. But yeah, just like I mixed French toast juice with a fork, I'm going to do the same thing with the eggs. And you want to crack the yolk, get everything all mixed up. You can hear the sounds of things getting better. And I'm just mixing up here, getting everything squared away. So when these sausages are done, I can just dump it in there, and essentially I already have scrambled eggs. And then what you're doing is just even cooking. So French toast, Yeah, and this is just for good measure. Yeah, getting a nice brown here, and I'm going to turn the heat off because I'm essentially done here. And as you see, we've got the brown in there that we're looking for. And I'm going to mix these sausages around a little bit just to get them turned, get them all turned up, turned down, turned to the side, and just get a little sear on them prior to us dropping the eggs in. So once I get the sear here, which is probably going to be about 40 seconds, then I'm going to take the heat down and put the eggs in. So my plate that I'm going to use, take my 3-inch toast. You can use a spatula, you can use a knife, whatever, but I'm going to split them. Mainly for presentation's sake. So here we go. I got some 3-inch toast. Okay. I'm going to keep this over here so it stays a little warm. And looks like we're good on the eggs here. Or the eggs. Cheese. Sausages. So you got a nice brown there. What I'm going to do with these, turn the heat down for the eggs, is I'm going to create a little barrier here. So knowing that I'm going to put syrup on this French toast, and I mean, I like the sweet and savory mix, so it's okay if the maple syrup touches the sausages, but them eggs, it's a little too much of that umami flavor. I don't know. But, I mean, I don't mind if maple syrup touches my eggs, but I don't need to douse that. So here we go. And we got them eggs cooking in there. But yeah, the sausage placement on the plate here is going to shield the eggs from a lot of maple syrup. So I'm gonna drop some of that powdered sugar on here, both for flavor and for great presentation. See my eggs here? It's got like an omelet look. And I'm just going to fold them over and make sure everything gets good. Put these back on the hot spot. This is going to be really good. And you know, you go out to a breakfast joint, be it a chain spot. It always tastes good, and then you try to do it at home, and you just can't seem to recreate it. But I swear to you, this is going to be better than whatever breakfast you have out, and your expenses are very, very small. I mean, this is just a small portion of a loaf of bread, you know, a small portion of a thing of sausages. This is 2 eggs. We're good. Flipping this over here just so I get everything done. And I'm going to crumble a little bit just so it's like old-timey scrambled eggs like Mom used to make. Or like Mom didn't used to make. But now she probably can if you share this video with her. Alright, so eggs are good. And I'm going to toss them on this pan. In this little empty space that I left from the sausage. So you will see. Here's our French toast, our sausage barrier, and eggs. And I'm gonna drop a little syrup on here. Pure maple syrup from, of course, Canada. And we're gonna give it a shot here. It's just stupid how good it is. And then you mix a bite of sausage and a bite of French toast. You just can't beat that. And you made it at home. And you made it feel, you added to your self-worth. You made your family happy. And you didn't spend much money. You don't have to be a professional cook. You don't have to be some sort of, wise ass, reader watching cooking shows all day. you can make really, really great food at home without much money. So thanks for watching. More to come soon. And yeah, appreciate your time.
With love.